Hello, this is Martin from seekedge, the channel for learning for trading and investment. Welcome to yet another episode of Markets Tomorrow, the daily technical market analysis for July 8th, 2021. So as usual, we will be looking at all the points that's listed down here one by one and try to analyze what exactly happened in the market today and how we can plan for the trading for the next coming day. Okay, so let's deep dive into the charts. So what happened in the market here? So what does the candlestick indicate? Let's see only the candles. So here you see that you have a green candle, a bullish candle here, right? So nothing happened with the gravestone doji as of now, right? So it went below the below the gravestone doji candle and then it shot up, right? So that is exactly what happened, and it had a similar resistance when it reached the top, right? So that is the action for Nifty and BANKNIFTY. Similarly, it was the straight fourth session of bullishness, green candle. Before that it did a dip and then recovered from that and then went bullish the entire day, right? So let's see what is exactly intraday action that happened. See, this is the lower time frame chart, right? You can clearly see that the day started in the morning, it dipped, right? It formed some kind of hammer candle and then it is more or less consolidating in a range, if you see, right? So the entire day it is hovering around this range and then as usual around 2 o'clock it shot up, right? So yeah, so the market did was doing all consideration the entire day. So reason was there was some kind of event, the cabinet reshuffle event that was scheduled in the evening. So that could be the reason, why there was indecisiveness and there was consolidation. In the afternoon around 2 o'clock it shot up and then that is what we see in the lower time frame. Let's get to the BANKNIFTY and see what happened. Lower time frames. Lower time frames, 15 minutes. Similar action. It was more or less, yeah, it was slightly trending, but it was overall, if you see, it was the entire day it was consolidating, doing nothing much, right? Although there was a trend, there was some points of up move was there, right? So around 200 points is nothing for BANKNIFTY, right? The entire day 200 points is nothing for BANKNIFTY, is nothing. So that is the action, right? For Nifty also, it made hardly 60 points, after consolidating the entire day when people were expecting action after the bullish moves that happened the previous day, right? But that's what market, when we expect a move, it doesn't give you that, right? When we least expect, it gives you that, right? So we have seen the candlesticks in the price action and Bollinger Bands, as usual, it is still in the consolidation. If you take a closer look into that, you can see that the volatility expansion is slowly begun in BANKNIFTY, right? You can see that the narrow bands are slowly expanding. That means there is an up move that we can expect. In the Nifty also, the consolidation is there and the expansion is not yet started. So BANKNIFTY is probably going to make the big moves now. That is going to assist the Nifty. Support and resistances, if you see, nothing much has changed in Nifty. If you see, let's move this for the bands. It is still at the resistance area that we talked about, the 15,800 and 100. It is still not conquered that. So it is right on the resistance area. BANKNIFTY is also right on the resistance area, right? So the resistance area we already seen. I'm not, that nothing much has happened. It just tried once more to hit the 18 15,800 900 zone. Here it tried to hit again the 35,600 to 800 zone, right? But never conquered that up. So everything remains the same. And what do we see here? Upwards you have, so as we discussed yesterday, nothing changes other than that this particular resistance area of 35,800 has to be broken before it can face the next challenge of 36,700 and the next challenge of 37,700. That's for Bank Nifty. Nifty similarly, right? Any breakout from this resistance zone of 15,900 is going to hit 16k for sure, right? So that is support resistances, and then let's move ahead and see the momentum. What does the momentum and the trend say about? So yesterday we saw that it had gone into the bullish zones and made a range shift. I mentioned that range shift, the range of the momentum is shifting from the sideways zone to the bullish zones, and then coming back and taking support at the support zones of the momentum, and that is a very bullish, and that's exactly what happened today. You can see that bounce of the here you see a bounce. I'm just marking it for you, right? So this is the sideways and took and then dipped and took support at this area and then bounced. This is very bullish. We discussed this yesterday. That's exactly what happened. Nifty momentum is still shooting up. How about trend in the Nifty? Right? Nifty trend has crossed over and remains in the bullish, but there's a slight dip that happened today. Strength is downwards. This green one is the strength of the ADX indicator. It's not moving up, but it continues to be in the bullish zones. This Bank Nifty also continues in the bullish zones. Strength is upwards, rising. So Bank Nifty trend is more bullish than Nifty, is clear, and the momentum both are bullish, right? So that's about it. So that is about the chart studies that we have, right? We have seen the price action, the Bollinger Band, support resistances, momentum divergence, trend, right? And the candle patterns. So that's all about charts. Let's get into the open interest analysis and see what is happening there. All right, here overall if you look, this chart is slightly bearish because the highest resistance at 16,000, which is where the maximum of calls written for Thursday's expiry, and the support is almost near to that. It is 15,800 is where the put writing, and that's where the support is there. Below that you have 15,700. So if you see, it is again turned bullish. 1.1 is slightly bullish, you can say, put call ratios. What is happening in the Bank Nifty is also, if you see, it's more overall. If you look at that, the largest number of put call, it is actually, the puts are more, right? So it's slightly bullish, you can say, but almost same level you have resistance call rating also happening. 36,000 has got the highest call rating and 35,000 has got the highest put rating. So anything in 1,000 point range, anything can happen. In between you have the support zone at 35,500, and currently market has crossed over and then fighting the bears in the 800, 500, that sounds. That is where the market is trying to break the resistance. So the entire action is going to be seen tomorrow. And peace put call ratio also has improved to 1.35 today. Yesterday it was below 1, right? So overall, all open interest charts are showing bullishness. Volatility, if you see, once again, one point is the futures is not updated. You can see that it's a short covering on the futures open interest data. Short covering on the futures indicates that it is slightly bullish. People who are short covered that and by going the other way, so it's slightly bullish, right? Now people think that it is going to break out, so they covered it, right? That happened in both indices, both Bank Nifty and Nifty. It happened. So it's open interest data overall is bullish. Volatility, India VIX, if you see, you can see that India VIX is forming a doji again, indecisive, nothing much, it has remained flat, right? And it remained in close to normal, the 12.2 kind of levels. So not much volatility Yeah, but percentage wise, if you see, just let's see the 5 minute charts how the VIX was performing, was doing today. So if you see from morning, what action is happening is, VIX is flat, right? There is no major action. You cannot see major action here. Throughout the day, the VIX remained in the 12.5, 12, 12.5, 12, that kind of level. So VIX is flat, right? Because, and that's the reason why it was consolidating. Both indices are consolidating entire day. Let's move it and see what is the foreign interest and the domestic institutional interest in the market. So this is something interesting in the cash market. You can see is after several days of selling by the foreign institutions selling, first time today after several days, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 to 9 days of selling, FIs started buying, which is bullish, which is a good thing, right? But domestic institutions have turned to be sellers, only 200 crore quality, right? After 14 days of continuous buying. So there is some change in scenario that has happened today, right? We'll come to know about what exactly is that tomorrow. Okay, so that's about the institutional data. Sector watch, if you see, let us see what happened today. Heat map, which sectors performed today. We can see that it is a green all over. There is Nifty 50, everything performed. It's full of green except the media all performed, right? So automobile, right? It's few of the Ashok Leyland, Bosch and Escorts performed, while cement performed. Financial services, HDFC and ICICI Bank and SBI and Axis Banks, along with Bajaj Finserv, right? So financial institutions are performing. FMCG, ITC was performing, right? In this Berger Paints, yeah, ITC is not coming in this picture. Yes, ITC is green. Yeah, Asian Paints are done. Titan didn't do well for some reason. Yeah, automobile is performing. We already saw that. So let us see the charts and then see what has changed. Sector wise, the IT charts, if you see, tomorrow is TCS declaring results, and it's going to be, TCS has got a good proportion in the Nifty, so we have to be careful on that. It's an expiry day tomorrow. We have to be again once more careful on about that. So Nifty IT, we see that today also there is an indecisiveness that we are seeing. There is a doji, there is indecisiveness, but overall it's continues to be in the bullish zones, although slight dip happened yesterday. It is, you can say that it's still bullish, right? Metal is continues to be sideways. FMCG is performing. We said yesterday that there is a positive divergence, and that's exactly happened. It met the target of that, right? It spiked up, right? How much? So it exactly met the target, right? The big move, right? So it's around, it's an index, but still 400 points of movement overall has happened. So we discussed about this momentum divergence that could push it up. FMCG was in our bullish list yesterday. So IT, it was indecisive, but FMCG performed. Automobile, we said it is having some kind of inverse head and shoulder, but today also the movement was downside, and it is there is some bullish pressure and there is indecisiveness that is here overall in the auto. Pharma was in the bullish zones, and this looks very nice. It is a range shift plus, looks like it is giving a bullish, right, momentum divergence also probably. Let me check one sec. So we got to draw this. and see that it's 60 and 60. Yes, so there is some kind of divergence also here, which is bullish, and there is a range that is shifting from sideways into this and bouncing up. So pharma is, we can say, very bullish. So you can expect a lot of action in the pharma in the coming days for sure, right? I can see currently pharma is very bullish, IT is bullish, FMCG is also very bullish. Both FMCG and pharma are having positive bullish reverse divergence on the momentum as well as range shift. Both are powerful bullish. So keep watch on the FMCG and pharma sectors for the next few days. So that's the sector watch, and let's now get into and see what is USD INR doing. What did that do today? USD INR has formed a doji. It means indecisive, resistance, indecision. There is pressure from the top. There is 75 levels of huge resistance. In addition to that, there is also a bearish divergence on the momentum, if you see, right? So if you see this USD INR, the price is moving up, this is coming down, momentum. So this is a bearish. So there is a chance clear that the USD INR will fall down, right? If it works out. So that's about, so there is resistance area and there is a divergence bearish, so it can fall down, momentum can fall down, simple, right? Now let's see what is gold doing. Gold is there is very little momentum, but it is rising up. It is giving the signal that I am here to go up, right? It had taken the support, a major support zone, right, and then it is moving up, right? So it's it's a long way up. Now oil also has oil had corrected. Oil is going up like anything to 77, 78, 77 kind of levels, and then it corrected. There was some decision that was made by OPEC or something. So this would impact the the several stocks that's related to oil marketing as well as oil as byproducts or raw materials. All those companies will have some impact when it corrects. But charts, if you look, it is going back to sideways. So there is a support zone here. If you look at the Brent charts, so it may take a halt here. So further little more may come, and then at 70 levels it may settle for some time is what it looks like, right? So international market, the US mother stock market, if you see US markets, Nasdaq is flat or slightly bearish also, and Dow Jones is also flat, not bearish yet at the time of the recording, and S&P 500 is also flat, you can see. So that is a, you'll have to check before pre-market how the US markets closed, and then and how the SGX is reflecting that. Accordingly, you can take the decision on whether there is a gap up or a gap down that may happen. That is what SGX and US market information would tell us. It won't tell us whether the market is going to move up. Only the gap up and gap down is what we can understand. Basically, reliably from the SGX and the indicators, right? So that's a summary of what action happened today and how we can look forward for the next day, right? So candlesticks are giving very bullish signs, but you have to be careful because it has a resistance. A previous resistance has been touched upon several times, so that's not going to, so if a resistance is hit and it is falling down, that means bearish. Now this is multiple times, 3, 4, 4, 5 times, so there is a chance that it can break and go up, right? There is also a chance that it can once again go and consolidate and test, and then that can continue for some. It's up to the market how it has to do that. So candlesticks otherwise very bullish, price action bullish, at resistance zone, support resistance, Bollinger Bands consolidation and a breakout is in the Bank Nifty. So Bank Nifty is going to be more bullish than Nifty and giving the lift up. Momentum is bullish. Divergences, none of them are seen as of now. Right. Instead, we are seeing we have already seen a range shift in the case of Nifty, and it has worked out and it has bounced. So momentum is bullish and trend is also bullish for both the indices. Open interest data is exactly matching with what charts are saying. Open interest is saying that yes, there is going to be a very good support, right? And it is very close to the fighting the resistance in the gate of Bank Nifty. Volatility is very low, and it is not thinking about any spiking. That is the way it is showing. It's going to stay long in the 12, 11, 13, that range. It looks like 4 institutions have started purchasing, and DIS have sold after 14 days of continuous self buying. Right, the sectors, FMCG is bullish, IT is bullish, pharma has turned out very bullish. USD INR is facing resistance, and then it's having a divergence and it can go down. Gold is heading up, global markets are flat. So that's the summary. So looks like tomorrow may be the day when since it's an expiry, it may attempt and break the resistance of 9900, but the question is whether it will hit 16,000 tomorrow or not. Nobody knows that, right? Overall bullishness and bearishness and sideways movement is all that we can understand from the charts. What actually happens will be told on that day. So be careful, and there's no question of shorting at this point. It is in a bullish mode, right? But if you're doing a breakout trading, you have to be just careful that market is at the resistance zone, right? So going long with call spreads instead of plain naked call buying is what. Instead of that, go for call spreads, bull calls, or you can even go for bull puts also, right? So depending on your view, right? So buy a put and another put at different strikes, and then that's how spreads are made, and then that's more safer. The profits may be less, but in case of V-shape or reverse V-shape movements and all that happens, you will be not losing much. So that is a wrap up and actionable that I have for tomorrow. So hope you could pick up some things from this, and then it can benefit you. So once again, a reminder that please, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe the channel so that you get a reminder on all the future videos, and then you don't miss anything. And also please share it to your family members and relatives and friends and everyone, so that more subscriptions come in, and we'll keep motivated to come out with good contents in the future. And hit the like button and leave your comments also, please. Thanks for watching. Happy trading and happy learning.